Hey guys, my name is Dr. John Palmer with Friends and Family Health Centers in Birmingham, Alabama. Today I'm going to be talking about what is health. So what we want to teach people in our clinic is that what to look for and how to have health in their life so they can have that quality of life that is truly whatever they want it to be. So we have a very good understanding of what disease looks like. We have a very good understanding of what someone that is not well looks like. But we very rarely focus on like how do you actually get health and how do you sustain health in your body? How do you keep it? How do you actually go from a dysfunctional body to a functional body? So when people come into our clinic, they usually are brought in by a symptomatic problem of some kind. So low back pain, digestive issues, headaches, migraines. We have a bunch of different problems that come in the clinic, and so it usually will bring someone in the sense of an awareness. It's a wake-up call. Some people need multiple wake-up calls for them to actually pay attention to what's going on in their body, but you'll have people all spans of age groups throughout life that say, hey, this one instance was my wake-up call, and not only do I want to get and become symptom-free, but I want to take it a step further, and I want to begin to be healthier throughout my life. So the whole thing that I want you to understand is that you have to have a measurement of health, and you have to have a measurement of understanding. And so what that measurement is for us is we teach people the 5 foundations of health. We've explained that in other videos that are very detailed. Definitely could spend more time than 5 to 7 minutes that those videos are, but it's a good start. The concept that I want you to get is that you need to have a system like the 5 foundations. And so the next thing that you have to understand is something called adaptation. I'm sure other people have made this this analogy or this philosophy or whatever you want to call it. This is something I'm making up the terminology. It's truly adaptation. So the way I look at my body is if I treat it right, if I have good self-talk, I have a good brain health, I have a good chiropractor that is adjusting me on a regular basis, of activating my brain, my body connection so it can actually work as well as it can. I'm eating a clean diet. I'm exercising on a regular basis. I'm minimizing those man-made toxins, man-made things that are not so good for my body, minimizing those in my life. That is the basis of what I want you to understand that has to happen for you to truly have a healthy body. Now, it's almost like practice. And so when you practice to have the healthiest body you can have, look at it. I'm going to use exercise, because exercise, what you do is you take a voluntary stress and you put it in your life. The reason why the voluntary stress and exercising and you doing it on a regular basis is because you're voluntarily putting yourself through a stressful environment. You're acquiring your physiology, you're acquiring your heart, you're acquiring your lungs, you're acquiring your brain, every organ system in your whole body to go through a stressful period, and then your body has to adapt. Your respiration has to go up. Your heart has to pump more blood. It has to take the vascular system and pump blood to every single cell of your whole body so you can have the delivery of oxygen, glucose, and nutrients. Your digestive system, it begins to downgrade because it knows that it cannot digest foods while you're doing something physical. So you have a harmony or a symphony of all of these different things that happen, and the better and more repeated you do something, the better your body is going to get at it. So if you exercise on a regular basis, you're putting your body through stress on a regular basis. It has to adapt to that stress. The foods that you're eating on a regular basis is going to be the fuel for you to adapt. The things that you avoid, artificial sweeteners, hydrogenated oils, artificial food colorings, it can be anything that just wasn't natural to go in your body. Those things will slow down progress. It'll slow down or impede your ability to adapt to those workouts. So let's go over to the actual dysfunctional side of adaptation. So if you have things that work, it's going to happen because you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do for that adaptation to take place. Now, let's say you're not doing those things. You have an involuntary stress that happens to you. That involuntary stress can be your boss yells at you. You sat in traffic for an hour and a half. You did not eat all day and you binge ate for dinner. You didn't sleep for a few days in a row because your baby was crying. You didn't sleep because you were up watching TV. All I'm talking about is things that may be voluntary, but they're involuntary stressors that do not create the mechanism of health in the body. So you take all of those involuntary things and they create stress. They create cortisol release. If you're not sleeping right, that high cortisol release that happens with stress, it begins to get higher and higher and higher into a chronic actual inflammatory mechanism of the body, and that's impeding normal physiology. So your body's not able to adapt to any type of situation, and your brain and your body just gets ramped up and ramped up and ramped up. And so what that does is it causes more stress. Let's say that that involuntary stress pattern and the voluntary stress pattern is that involuntary stress can happen from an emotional response. So all of this can happen. You're taking a very dynamic being, which is yourself, and you're taking all of these things that can involuntarily happen to you, and you have no defense. You have no way of actually tempering yourself against that. You're just a battering ram just getting hammered over and over and over and over. And no wonder that body that is having stressful event, it turns into disease. It turns into an unhappy person. It turns into just dysfunction as a whole in many different forms. So think of the human body and all the different people. You have that many different forms. My whole point of saying is that there's no mechanism for you to actually take control of that and organize it. It's only going to get worse. Your health is only going to go down. It's not going to go up in that situation. So the whole point of exercising, the whole point of actually putting good foods into your body, the whole point of having a system behind actually having a plan for your health care as you age throughout your whole life, no matter where you are in life, it's only going to be more honoring of what you want in your life. And that can be anything you want it to be. My whole goal is to actually help you have a plan to have health exist in your life, compared to not having a plan and saying, gosh, I got cancer, I had a heart attack, I had all of these negative things that happened to me, and thinking that you're a victim. I'm not saying it's going to make you immune to those things if you do these things, but I can guarantee it will lessen your ability to actually have those things happen, or the possibility will be less. If you do have those things happen to you, and that is just what's supposed to happen, you will get through it better if you have great practices of healthcare in your life compared to what's over here and you don't have control of it. So my goal of explaining what is health, it's extremely complex, but I want you to understand that if you have a plan, you're going to have a better control of where you're going. If you don't have a plan, you're going to have less of control. You're going to have more dysfunction, more disorganization. Definitely is not a path that you would want to go into. Most of the time, people that cannot see what's happening in front of them, it's fear. It's based off of fear. It's scary. If you can see where you're going in life, you can see the outcome, you're more comfortable, you're more confident, you're able to move forward. If you have a healthy body, then that's only going to make things better moving forward in your life. I hope all of that made sense. It's a very complex topic. Just remember that you have to make sure that you have a plan. The 5 foundations that we have and we teach people, it helps a lot of people. Is it for everyone? Absolutely not. Is it a really good system at helping people? Absolutely. I guess a quote that I really, really love is that if you don't have plans, you're planning to fail. That same concept goes for like health, just as it would for you planning and saving for something else in your life. So hopefully you've learned something from this today, and I look forward to teaching you something in another video. Thank you so much. My name is Dr. John Palmer. Check out our blog post, check out our website. It's a lot of other content there if you want to learn more.